What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with another edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. NBA only. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. I am sweating the end of this game. I mean, Sabonis has had 3 assists the whole time. Now with 5 minutes left, Keon Ellis just hit a corner 3. So now he's at 4. Just not involved, though. Not nearly as involved as we're used to seeing Domantas Sabonis with the Sacramento Kings. Part of that is you're just sharing the floor with Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Dennis Schroeder, and Russell Westbrook. Just black holes beyond black holes. They're the ones who are initiating all of the offense. And, well, Domantas Sabonis, new role, kind of hit that on the head. And it would be really frustrating not to cash that at plus money on that under 4.5, almost said strikeouts. Guys, MLB was awesome. It was fantastic, but NBA is my baby, and I'm very excited to start breaking it down for you exclusively because it's going to be NBA and NFL, maybe some PGA when we get to January because, well, I love those betting streets as well, but more in the short form content side of things there. Not something that I really pay attention to in the Discord as well because some people, well, they don't love betting like 40 to 1s, 60 to 1s, 80 to 1s, and not winning every single week. And, well, you're not going to win every single week in PGA betting unless you bet half the field, in which case you're just silly and you're losing money long term. So don't do that. Anyway, you guys ready to break this down? We got 2 plays. I've got 4 leans that I'm going to break down, but surprise, we got ourselves a month for just $12. In case you didn't know, in case you failed to notice, in case you failed to see. I don't know why I had to do it that way. Guys, promo code SWEEP12. We ended up sweeping the video. Now, it ended up being 5 conjuncted plays there because Barner, touchdown, that got attached to a lot of goodness. But Diggs, Jefferson, Rice, and the Rams, they all did very, very good things. But I got a lot of screenshots of people. And again, I understand how you're doing things, not how I'm doing things all the time. But I try to give you my best play every single day from the NFL streets in every single game, even if it's not something for me. But boy, was I on it. Pittsburgh money line. That was useful. Jacksonville money line, that was sweaty. Dowdle smash. Anderson Jr. smash. CMC 2+ touchdowns. Saw that from my guy TJ in the premium Discord. Yeah. I knew you liked that one. I probably should have added that one on Sunday morning, but you know, it's neither here nor there. 12-0. So you know what? Get a month for just $12 of the premium Discord. That's an awesome graphic. Shout out Joey Valentine. My God, that's beautiful. I didn't fucking do that. Anyway, let's get ourselves to the leans. Woo! Again, leans, these are not yet plays, but they're things that, again, I've spent a lot of time and effort going through each iteration of these games. With this first one, it's a disaster because Milwaukee, do they play Giannis on a back-to-back? He wasn't even listed questionable. It was just like one of those things Doc Rivers says he's going to play and that he's dinged up. And, well, he's one of the most impactful basketball players on planet Earth. You have Jokic, you have Luka, you have Giannis. For 25 years, basically, it feels like we've had LeBron as well. Just they're impactful players to the line. And Victor Wembanyama, of course, now, who's just showing his colors. He is just ridiculous at the old basketballs. But Toronto money line, that is predicated on Giannis sitting, obviously, which I think he's more than 50-50 to sit for. You're going north of the border. Got to go through customs. It's annoying. You might be dinged up. And Jakob Poeltl, he's questionable, upgraded to questionable for this one. I expect him to be back. That's a very important piece for them because as good as Colin Murray-Boyles played last game, he's not who you want to have out there in the paint when Giannis is coming down the middle. And Jakob Poeltl is at least a big body thotty who can do a little bit of that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You can go with this or you can go with that. But Toronto money line, purely because, well, if you don't have Giannis, Milwaukee is, despite what we saw against Golden State where they beat them straight up, definitely going to be more the freaky side of things. But the more I ran the map, the more I just kind of felt like staying away, and I'll deal with it tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. Orlando money line here against Atlanta, and another favorite just ever so slightly. Again, Toronto is favored at -140. Orlando's just right in that same ballpark, which a little bit wild to me. Now, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Rissache, Jalen Johnson, and Kristaps Porzingis. I will say Zinger, 25.5 PRA. I know he burned us last time out when we played it, and then I saw Pete. Shout out Pete in the premium Discord. I know that there is definitely a little bit of this and a little bit of that with him chilling in the premium Discord. We ended up playing it after the fact, and, well, he smashed because he didn't play 23 minutes where it was just a complete blowout from front to back, covered a pillar to post, as my wife likes to say, even though I don't think she knows what that means. What's the pillar? What's the post? The imagery doesn't work. But Orlando money line, purely because you go through some of their pace metrics, and boy, I'm excited to start breaking down just the basketball. I love basketball. I love basketball. I love basketball. Yeah. Quoting Space Jam in my own way. We get a very fun piece back here for the Philadelphia 76ers, a guy who had played really, really well. Jared McCain. Now, he's only 6'3", and I do not expect him to have a lot of ball handling duties playing alongside Maxey and Edgecombe and Grimes, but one thing he can do is shoot the three. Shot north of 38% in pretty limited time, 87.5% free throw shooter. So one of those guys who can get down and dirty from the outside, which is good because he can do other things too. Obviously, he can initiate offense if need be, but I was a little surprised to go back through and see some of the data. 18.5% assist rate. I just kind of assumed it was higher last season, and he's a pretty awful rebounder. So it is exclusively to the points, or in my case, 3-pointers. I do think when you're playing alongside a Maxey and an Edgecombe and a Grimes, they're going to create a lot for you, especially if you're a scorer like Jared McCain kind of showed us he was over the course of last season before getting dinged up, and that was really, 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 really sad. So what are we going to do? We're going to maybe slam our body down, wind it all around with a 3-point ladder. I expect him to be on a minutes limit. He is plus money at 1.5. But this is one of those feel-good things, and it's the Bulls. Like, friends, anytime you get to play the Bulls, we expect more possessions. We expect less defense. And I spent a lot of time breaking down the Bulls today over on X. I was going through each specific team here on a Monday. I had some extra time this afternoon to be able to kind of like sit down and really get to work on it. The Bulls are 5-1. The Bulls are 5-1, and the Sixers are playing good ball too. And Joel Embiid's playing like 20-ish minutes again a night now, low 20s minutes, and he's still doing pretty darn well. But the Bulls, I can't figure them out. Their starting five, this is bad, has a negative 4.6 net rating and 52 minutes of floor time, which is a decent allotment. It's not good, not what you want out of your main starting five, but they have the second most difficult strength of schedule on dunks and threes. But then, here's another bad thing. Dead last in opponent turnover percentage and percentage of opponent shots taken at the rim. Dead last in both categories. But then they're the third best three-point shooting team at 40.7% this season. So what does it all mean, Basil? It means I don't know what to make of them. This game is very, 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 very hard for me. Sabonis just got that assist. God, is that a horrendous beat. Russell Westbrook, he cashed. We ended up betting his over PRA. 22.5 was an absolute joke. What did he finish with? He's got 27, 11, and 6. So he completely eviscerated his PRA, but the bonus goes over on that play. That is so freaking annoying. I just got done going through the data, and life was great and joyous, and McBride had a touchdown today to salvage NFL. But yeah, I don't know if you heard we swept NFL on Sunday, but nobody cares about that. Let's get ourselves to the last game here. We did enough breaking down of the 76ers Bulls. OKC and the Clippers. Clippers on a back-to-back. Very difficult spot for them to land. Do they rest a Kawhi or a James Harden here in this spot? Because I think it's kind of live to happen, although the Clippers, we'll see how they end up playing against Miami. 50-47 right now as we're recording this, 7:35 left there. Khalil Ware, cool. He's going to just completely eviscerate his PRA that I had on a pick'em card, so that's pretty annoying. Off the bench, too. Got benched. Jaime Jaquez started the second half there in the Laker game. They're on a back-to-back here currently, and he's got 10 points, 2 rebounds, and he's played like 7 minutes. Cool. Sometimes you got to inspire those kids, I guess. But SGA doesn't need a lot of inspiration. SGA, SGP kind of looks fun. Single game parlay, same game parlay, however you want to call it. But SGA is one of those guys that goes back in, takes on this Clippers team. He shouldn't be too upset. He got traded his rookie season because of the Paul George thing. And that was the only way they were going to hit eject. It worked out so well for Oklahoma City that it's not even funny. Actually, Sam Presti probably thinks it's pretty funny. But overall, this is one of those spots where I think you could get, in a competitive game environment, an SGA nuclear bomb, which isn't saying much because he does that a lot. But SGA, specifically against the Clippers, if Kawhi and James Harden are in, I get a little bit more nervous if those two sit because the spread will move way, way, way to the other side and it becomes a major freaking problem. So the Clippers side, pay attention to the news. They're on the back-to-back. They have the veterans, and it's like the one really good team that they faced here in a hot second. Obviously, the Miami Heat. I don't want to completely poo-poo them, but yeah, in your bruh. Be like Lindy joined Tails today. That took forever to come up. Tails, hey, that's what I work for. Tails, you guys can head to the video description box below. Tails is the best betting platform that exists. It will continue to get bigger and better and continue to impress. And, well, come on in on the ground floor, friends. Jump on in. The water's warm. If you have something you specialize in or you're looking to be able to do what I do, be like Lindy and join Tails today down at the link below. Plus, if you could, App Store, Google Play Store, 5 stars, leave a rating. That would be amazing. It allows me to do what I am doing right now for you, give you the best analysis I possibly can. Can't guarantee we're going to win every play. Domantas Sabonis, you piece of... Let's get to the plays. We got 2 coming to you in the NBA streets. Hopefully you still got something from the lean section. Again, that's the important part to me, is that we're talking through process, and process wins out over a long sample size. Let's talk about the process of this one. The Charlotte Hornets taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, when I start to break a game down, you kind of have the basics. You get the pace metrics. You get who's available. You look at the injury report. You try to put like some type of denomination to them, their value as a basketball player, which can help from Raptor, which can help from just so many different NBA analytics that just are smarter than I will ever be. But I can at least use that information, aggregate it, and figure out, this seems just a little bit off. And Charlotte and New Orleans, 234.5 total, and yet we're looking at a Charlotte team that has a LaMelo Ball Q tag. He sat out last time too. It's a right angle impingement. And Colin Sexton ends up getting the point guard duties there. You get Trey Mann coming off the bench in that situation. This just doesn't make a lot of sense to me when I run the numbers, because LaMelo Ball, one of the more impactful basketball players that's going to exist from a stats perspective. And obviously, I do think he's a winning basketball player. I'm not going to call him like, I mean, even Trae Young has really started to grow on me in terms of what the analytics show that they are. And sometimes when you're just all gas, no breaks, and no breaks on the defensive end specifically, LaMelo Ball is good at steals and things, but 200 minutes that we've now seen of him so far this season, and overall 42.4% assist rate is ridiculous, but 181 total minutes for Sexton, including some of those alongside LaMelo Ball, 28.9% assist rate. Friends, this has to be factored in, but it doesn't feel like it is against the Pelicans, who, yeah, they have some defensive pieces, specifically Herb Jones, who kind of matches up against Sexton here if LaMelo Ball does play. That's not ideal by any means, but I do feel as though this is just an undervalued spot, especially if you get LaMelo Ball out. Now, it's not going to change a lot from 22.5 points plus assists, but it will ramp up north of 25.5 in the event that he plays. Now, this is a very small play. I've played this for inside of a half unit, but Colin Sexton, 22.5 points plus assists is minus 106 at DraftKings and Onyx odds right now. I don't see any way around it. It just is an easy click, an easy way to get your day going. Plus, if it ends up at 21.5 and you get a little bit of reverse CLV, negative CLV there, I'll live with it in a spot like this, because if I've got Ball north of a 50% chance to sit, which I currently do, 55% is where I set the barometer for him, I'm getting this as positive expected value at the flip before that news even drops. So it's hard to really factor in, hey, what's the chances of sitting and what's it going to do to the line? But it's not going to move outside of 21.5 in the event that he plays. It's still a good spot. And it's still one where Charlotte, again, how many times are we going to have these two teams in competitive 1.5 point spreads? The answer, friends, is not very often. So take advantage. Colin Sexton, 22.5 P plus A. Hit that like button for me here as we talk process again to the most disturbing play I've had in the NBA streets. But if I'm going to do something like this, you best believe that I have my reasonings. The Phoenix Suns are 10.5 point dogs taking on Golden State. But Golden State, one piece in particular that stands out to me over there is that you got the one, the only Al Horford sitting for left toe injury management. So you get a lot of these back-to-backs early in the year, veterans. I mean, they already said that Al Horford wasn't going to play on back-to-backs this year. So good to know. put him up on the shelf. But not that you need him here against the Suns. The Suns are not a very good team, but let's talk math. 20%. That is basically what we're getting paid at plus 380. That is your break-even number. If they win 20% of the time, if we play this out 10,000 times in the simulations, well, that's break-even. That's about where it gets projected at. But I have this closer to like plus 280, which is closer to like the 26, 27% type number. We're getting a big pay bump to try to take the Phoenix shot here. And with Mark Williams as the starting center, I have a lot more confidence in them being able to create some kind of a mismatch on the interior. Now, Draymond Green has been doing this forever. But I don't think they love the idea of Mark Williams down in the post and being able to get as many boards as he is. In fact, I think Golden State's just going to be a bad rebounding team all season long. Same thing I said about Boston. We'll just kind of track it as we go. But right now, it's kind of coming to fruition. They need a lot of help. Kuminga has been crazy on the boards, and that is not something that I expected them to ask him to do this season, but he's been doing it pretty darn well. Jimmy Butler as well, but Mark Williams, this is a sneaky good nuclear spot for him. And obviously, Devin Booker, Grayson Allen, and now we're seeing Colin Gillespie, who obviously cashed us the nice assist play on Friday. They're starting to show out a little bit. There's a little bit of optimism I have that Phoenix won't be a complete cave dweller come season, and the way that I feel about some of these other teams that, well, imagine if the Pelicans don't have Zion at the deadline. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. But anyway, Phoenix plus 380. We're taking the shot for it. I played it for a half unit. It's not even a feeling. It is math. It is truly just data telling you that this is off. This is very, very off. Golden State would be an awful parlay ad to those people who want to put all these minus money parlays together. I think it's a very competitive spot, and I don't really need the points here at plus 10.5. I'm happy to just kind of say, Phoenix, if you make this competitive, give me the sweat. Sweat, baby, sweat. That's not going to go well, is it? It's the right play. I'm just here to try to give you the right play. And again, if you want to trim that down to a corner unit, you very well can. Let's get the heck up out of here. One more time for the people in the back. Promo code SWEET12. It's a lot of check marks. A lot of good stuff. I'm just here trying to make you money. I think I proved that during MLB. Proving it during NBA, despite what Domantas Sabonis wants you to think. And then, well, NFL is lovely right now. Made money again there today, McBride. Hell yeah. Could have used a night touchdown. I need to go to bed. Let's get out of here, shall we? And that does it for another edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for Tuesday. Going to have a lot of time to be in the premium Discord, hanging out, kicking it with the people. Be one of them. Use promo code SWEET12. Again, promo code SWEET12. $12 for an entire month. That is less than 50 cents a day. Just want everybody to have an opportunity to be able to sign up, take advantage, and I will see you there. Until next time, that being Wednesday, huge slate there. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Tuesday.